not exactly sure, there's your lineup of what your procedure, your protocol here for advertising and having a motion, and do we need to do that to ask people whether or not they're interested in regional police or not?
Well,
I guess that's what I'm asking.
well, here's my point when we talk about motions and things. When we arrest the first guy, we don't want him to say, his attorney to say, well, you know, just because he did this, that, and the other thing and all, but he got arrested by the police, but you know what, you have an illegal police department. You didn't make a motion to advertise, you didn't make a motion to move forward, you didn't make a motion to have a meeting, you know, you have to advertise the meeting, you know. So that's why I laid it out, where I have the exact thing that I want to send for the invitation, page 2. Then I have the exact procedure, page 3, in red, that Kevin would do. He would put this on township letterhead. Tomorrow, he would email all the township managers and ask them to forward the email to the other supervisors and borough people. And then also hard copy mail them, because sometimes people don't read their emails, or they'll have a hard copy with them when they go to their meetings. And then what I would do, and the reason the timing is a little critical, is I would next week, starting next week, go to the township meetings and personally invite them also. I do have a relationship with these people. I've done the regional planning commission with them. I've done the regional ambulance with them. They know who I am. We've had success together. So I think they would at least consider and listen to what I have to say. So that procedure would be tomorrow you email them all to the managers, ask them to forward that to their people. And then we also send out a letter to each township with this specific invitation to come. It gives you, I think, a good reason to come to it at least. And then the next thing would be, I have wrote the advertisement, which is the when, where, how, and that kind of thing. Kevin could check the advertisement, or Tom, or whoever you want to make sure it encompasses the invite. The meeting would be on the 21st of March to come in, and I would give my presentation. I have a little more to it. I added 3 more slides I think are more educational to the presentation. We could give that presentation on the 21st, invite all the other people to come. When we invited everybody to come before, everybody came to the regional planning session. So I have no reason to believe people won't come, and we're in our invite, we're asking them to come and share their ideas and so forth with us. So it's really, the whole idea of the police study is to get everybody together, see who's on board, who's not on board. Hey, Tom, if everybody says we're not interested, well then we know where we're at, you know. The only other thing you can do is maybe merge with someone, or, you know.
There's nobody to merge with around here, you know?
Well,
but Kevin, I mean, have you been through this process in other places? Are you pretty familiar with how it works? Okay.
Sorry, what do you think?
Do you want to move forward just to see the study, see what comes up?
I think, or Attorney Carter, you need to gauge the interest from the other interested people, or
Yes.
interested municipalities, before you can go to the state and say, hey, let's do a study.
Right.
I think that's what you need to do first. Just say who's interested, and like Marla said, if you have 2 of the 3 say no, well, you know where you stand.
well, here's the thing. We're going to ask other people to come in to a presentation I have on the 21st of March. If we make a motion tonight to move forward with a police study, then they know that, you know, we don't want to bring them in and say, well, we might or might not do a police study, but come on in and see what we have to say. We're saying, we're making a motion to do it.
Well, how are you
Who's
gonna,
in?
how are you gonna do a police study if you don't know who's involved?
Well, we're going to find it out, Kevin, because I would tell you, I'm going to do the presentation on March 21st, and then we'll see who's interested, who's not interested. But if we don't make a motion that we want to do a police study, well, what are they coming for? Just,
So the motion would be, we're interested in doing a police study pending interest from other partners.
that would be fine too.
Why do we need the
that would
motion?
be-
I don't understand that. Why can't we just do what we gotta do? It seems like, yeah, I get what you're doing, okay? I'm just not sure.
What am I doing?
Well, you're starting down the road, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Okay, like Kevin said, you can't, I don't think you can commit to a regional policing issue until we know if who's
wants to be involved.
interested? Who is interested in this thing to even consider doing regional policing? That's all my concern is, I guess. So,
Here's my thoughts, Bill. We have this meeting, invite all these other people and say, hey, you know what? If there is interest among the 2, 3, whatever, 4 or 5 municipalities, we'll take the lead. We'll take the lead, we'll contact the state, we'll meet with the state, and we'll be the facilitator. I mean, I don't know.
Tom, do we have to have resolutions for all of these, or can we just move
Not
forward with
resolutions.
the meeting? I mean, or move motions? Can we just move forward and have these meetings and set up?
I certainly think you ought to have some sort of a motion to show our
Commitment.
commitment to
So how would you,
the
how would
process.
you word that?
Make a motion to authorize a meeting of all the neighborhood municipalities for the discussion of a regional police department. So that you make the motion that you want this meeting and you
Yeah, I get that.
Motion to facilitate a meeting between interested neighboring municipalities in the formation of a meeting.
That way, you're documenting that we have supervisor support for the notion of moving forward.
You're expressing interest.
Yes.
Right.
Right. I commit to that.
All right. So,
You all right with that,
so
Terry?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion.
I say move.
Second?
Second.
So then, the other, oh, I'm sorry, Tom.
All in favor?
No, we need
No,
a
wait.
discussion
Okay.
first.
Any discussion?
Okay. Discussion?
All in
Discussion
favor?
from the audience? I have one question,
Sure.
not on the motion, but going back to the study. Would the study also detail the cost to the township going forward with the,
I believe it does, yes.
Yep, that's the whole thing. It'll tell you how many police they feel that you need for the amount of communities decide to go in. And they figure all that out, your total mileage of roads, your population.
so it'll be detailed like that?
Oh, yeah.
That's my question, is, and we're already spending, what is it, $600,000 on police? I
Right.
want to know how much we're gonna spend if we go this way, it's obviously
Right.
more.
Right.
We're not gonna get 24/7 for free.
Well, no, but you're already paying the major portion of it to begin with. The
Right,
$600,000.
I agree, but we wanna know what the rest of it's gonna be. Okay.
The 21st, March 21st.
I did do some research. I saw two circumstances. I think to Dufferin Township, someone's trying to get out down there of a regional situation. Now they're bound by, the labor agreement contract with the police.
Right.
They can't get out. They got a $500,000 bill. They don't wanna be in it. They want the state police for free. They got a problem up in Bath, same situation. People got in, now they want out. They feel like they're not getting their money's
Can you
worth.
give me any good ones, or I gotta give them?
No, I'm just saying, I mean, I know, I see them around, but you can understand the concern when somebody decides, one of the 5 parties that's all gung-ho to start, all of a sudden decides, you know what, the people get in, the supervisors, and they say, we're not interested. Just like up here in Red Hill, up in East Greenville, it's a mess. It's
It is
an
a mess.
absolute mess.
You know why?
Well, I know you're gonna say because it was poor planning and wasn't done right.
No, there's too many bosses.
Well,
The-
whatever.
the-
That's,
the
that's,
bylaws
always
weren't written
happens.
correctly.
I guess that's the point, you know, that it sounds great, and I think it is good, and I think it can provide better services for a region if it can work. It just,
You'll see something in my presentation, Bob, when I do it, and I already done it, you saw it. Then it says, there's no one person in charge. Everybody has an equal vote. See what happens
Regional police
sometimes,
commission.
yeah, sometimes, a bigger township or something might say, well, we need 2 votes because we got more. No, you're not in there. That's it. We're not doing it. The only way we do it is everybody has 1 vote. Doesn't matter how big or how small you are. And in this way, nobody can vote, like, say, the big guy wants to vote for 10 more cops. And the outputs some of the little guys just might grab one other guy. So we want to avoid a lot of the pitfalls.
so where is a really effective regional force?
Sellersville, east and west was a block.
2 townships.
Yeah. And
Just
then,
2.
I think Berkeley would bail on Berkeley Township, so not, Percy was originally gonna be a part of that.
They have
The
their own.
state, the DCAP throws that money at it. Don't.
And there's one in Bethlehem, there's several towns.
Berks County has 3 of them.
Three of them.
Well, again, the point of moving forward and potentially getting a study is to get all these questions answered, and none of us are committed until that point. There's no commitment. I think we're just saying we're gonna explore it and get more information.
So I would say that the motion may be, unless you want to amend it, that the township manager is authorized to invite the neighboring municipalities to a meeting on the 21st of March to gauge whether there is interest in a regional police department and to allow William McGovern to give the presentation.
Should there be something in there about exploring the regional police study, or is that implied?
I think we need to just go with that and get the people here and see if they're interested.
And then take the next step.
And go from there.
Okay, all right.
And what is that, Tom? That is for the advertisement or
The motion.
just a motion?
Just a motion, you have approval of the supervisors to round them up.
Okay. Now, and then I gave you a copy of what the invite would look like. That was the second page.
I don't know why I don't have that.
You do,
It's in the stuff I just handed out.
No, it's not in this packet.
isn't it?
Nope.
No, that's the
that's
the package below, that's the
Here
end.
it is.
Is that page 2, page 3?
Page 2.
Page 2. And what we would do is put that on township letterhead.
On curly gravel pipe, might suggest that we also just get Tom's blessing on that, the wording and so forth, before it out.
It looks pretty simple and straightforward to me.
The one thing that you'll like about it is, it's saying that we're looking to, look into it, you know, together. It's not like we're saying, hey, we're doing it and that's it. It's more like an invite to get together. And we put things at the bottom, look, there's no commitment, we are presenting for your consideration, we hope all can attend. At the bottom of it, it says, discussion and questions after the presentation, bring your thoughts and ideas. So it's kind of like a work session on this thing, you know. Like I said, in my presentation, you'll see that, you know, I'm gonna say there's no one boss in this, and you can keep us top.
There's gotta be a boss. Who's the boss?
You'd have to have a board.
Police commission.
Police commission.
You have
Police
original
commission,
police
form a police commission.
Yeah, so how it
Paid,
works is,
not paid.
how it
Boss
works,
is not paid.
It's not the boss.
Is the
The boss is still the chief, and then he has corporal sergeants, whatever. Your regional police commission is set up just as a governing body, just like you guys are. They don't get paid, they have representation, one representative from each participating municipality. They meet once a month, once a quarter, whatever you need. They dictate the policy, they make policy, they eliminate policy. Whoever is appointed to this board to start is gonna have a lot of work, because they gotta come up with bylaws, they gotta come up with procedures, they gotta do hiring, they gotta do restructuring, it's a lot of work.
Restructuring, right.
You-
Our existing deal we have now.
Correct.
Police.
But they're a model to rely on, you're not literally starting from
No, the
zero.
state will
People have done
help
it
you out.
before,
Yeah.
right,
That'll
okay,
all be part of this study.
yeah.
so what we'd like to do then, we have this invitation to send out on township letterhead. There should be a supervisor's name at the bottom. Would one of those supervisors want to be the liaison on this thing? Because that's the person that's going to get hooked on being on the police commission if it happened.
Why don't we wait for the motion to be considered?
Which motion does?
We haven't voted yet.
You have a motion, you have a second, you just don't have a vote yet.
Can I ask Dan or Kratz Road one quick question? You say neighbors, what does that, you know, which,
Upper Frederick, Salford, over here.
Marlboro, I mean,
No,
how far,
no,
okay,
no. Upper Frederick,
Marlboro has your own department.
Schwanksville,
okay.
Salford, Perkins Township, and here.
Upper south, is it upper and lower
Trap's
south?
not
It
interested?
would be upper
Upper
Salford.
south, okay, I was just.
So you had,
Lower Salford is Harleysville.
Okay.
alright, so you said Schwanksville,
Next to Perkins.
Salford, Upper Fred,
No,
and Perkins.
Perkins Township, Salford,
Upper South. So the lower South.
yeah, it's Upper Salford.
Upper,
It's starting to elongate
And Marlboro.
the patrol area, we do that. Right now, we're centrally located.
Yeah,
Now, once,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe five.
Yeah, we're the fifth one.
Okay, I got them.
Okay,
It's right on the
The
invitation.
next one?
okay.
I just wanted to know what's
I
coming.
nominate Marla to be our liaison.
Okay, I'll do that.
Let pass the motion.
We need to pass the
Yeah.
motion
No.
first.
Are there any more comments or?
One comment. Kevin, put on the bottom of it, refreshments will be served.
And we're the fifth. Okay, gotcha. No Marwell.
So, and the invitation is to, who, supervisors, or who we invite?
Yeah, we would send it
Just
out.
supervisor and council members. Well, there aren't any council members, they're all supervisors, right?
All right,
Except for
Council
Schweitzer.
What about
Schweitzer's
managers?
council,
Would
right?
managers be invited or just
Yes.
supervisors?
Township managers.
Yeah, the invite is Lower Frederick Township Supervisors, Manager Kevin Tobias, and Police Chief Paul Maxey would like to invite the township supervisors, council members, and township managers to attend a joint meeting of our surrounding neighbors from Perkiomen Township, Upper Salford Township, Upper Frederick Township, and Spikesville Borough. We would like to discuss and explore the regional police concept and get your feedback. The meeting will be held at Lower Frederick Township Building, and the date. And it says RSVP to Kevin Tobias, Township Manager, and carbon copy Bill McGovern. If I'm gonna be facilitating, I just need to know what's going on. And it just gives them a reason and what the things are that we're gonna do when we present to them, so they can see that. And the biggest thing, Bob, and your concern is, I understand that, is, you know, how some of them fall apart and have problems and so forth. Can you imagine if we didn't have the right bylaws, and now there's 15 supervisors all gonna tell the chief what to do? That's what's happening up the road. And it can't happen.
Why don't we let them vote on the motion?
Yeah, why
We
don't
have one more question.
If Marlboro has their own police department, why don't they want to go in on this as well? They're a neighboring township. That would be 6 of us instead of 5 of us.
Good point.
I think, is it
Think
because of their
about that, though.
size? Aren't they
I
a lot
mean,
bigger
they
than
border
us?
right
No,
on us.
they're
Yeah,
small.
how big are
They're
they?
little.
Marlboro?
They're little.
So-
Well-
so
They're like us, they're less than us.
Well, they provide service to Green Lane Borough.
They do, right,
They do.
right, they do Green Lane and, well, Red Hill has their, well, it
They
goes
would
right
be-
on up.
Yeah,
Well, I think
just-
they were
For
connected, they
regional.
tried to connect them to
And
Red
they
Hill,
didn't say
and
my
they
name.
didn't
go.
wanna go.
No, they covered Green Lane Borough.
Well, Marlboro does Green Lane, Marlboro wants to be by themselves.
Well, but to answer the question though, see now, we're only one police department, merging people without police departments. You try to merge 2 police departments, now we really gotta bear by the tail, because now you got 2 chiefs, who's gonna be the chief? You got 2 different contracts.
We don't know who's gonna be the chief anyway.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's right, you
seniority.
don't know anything. Let's pass this motion and, get these, see if we can get these people here and, go from there. So, are we ready to vote?
Like, yeah.
We don't have one.
One of the questions.
Well, I have the motion, we can vote on it just if you want. I'll let Kevin win.
Yeah.
The township manager and the police chief is authorized to invite the neighboring municipalities to a meeting on the 21st of March to gauge whether there is interest in a regional police department and to allow William McGovern to give a presentation. So, there you are.
So I think we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so is it okay to send out the invitation then?
All right,
Or is this, we go ahead?
We'll send it out.
I'll get this motion over in type to Kevin that was just passed. And in the morning, and then
Okay.
All right, step 1.
Everybody can go home now.
Yeah.
We got more stuff on the agenda.
Thank you, thanks for your consideration on it.
You're welcome. Thanks for the effort.
We'll work hard on getting
Thanks for
it
the
right.
effort. It's a lot. It's a big project. That's for sure.
All right, update on traffic common committee. I sent out to everybody this week the draft of the purpose statement. I have not gotten any feedback yet. I don't know.
I told you I liked it.
You did, you're good.
I
I guess-
apologize, I'll get back to you.
That's okay, that's
Delete
fine.
by tomorrow, so.
Okay.
I can see it.
once we get that approved, then I will go ahead and start contacting these people, the other members, and try to schedule a meeting, if that's okay with you and Carol. Then we'll get moving on that. Tom, I don't know where we are in the following of firefighter local tax credit.
Sure.
Tommy has it together, I'm gonna meet with him tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Quarterly newsletter, Supervisor Hexter and I have been working. I had a meeting with the student about 2.5 weeks ago, sent her an email, or I have to do an email to her. She was gonna go back to the school to get some more input from her classmates, from some of the advisors, and come back with some ideas. And then once I have that other meeting, I can update everybody more. I'll definitely invite you if you're interested.
Okay.
And we'll get moving on that. Anyone else have any other old business? Okay, hearing none. New business. Posting of signage at Meng Sanctuary. You have in your packet some information which I received from Vince Smith regarding some signs or possible signs that the township could move ahead with regarding the Meng Preserve. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts on that.
Whatever they wanna do.
So this is the language they're proposing. Okay, I've got one question. So we had a situation recently where there was spray painting on rocks, which was been a heck of a time getting it off, so I know this has already been approved, but maybe at some point after this is posted, can we also bring up the issue of vandalism, littering, those kinds of issues? I mean, this is for hunting and trapping, which is important, I
Right.
agree, we have to protect the animals.
My suggestion is we add to the sign. Why post another sign?
Can we do that without going back to the Audubon people?
I can ask. I mean, that only makes sense.
What do you think?
I think this goes back a year and a half. We had given people permission to post over, it's been 2 hunting seasons now, it still hasn't been done. I'm like, just do it,
Yeah, I have to agree, I mean, maybe,
wanna make an argument?
do it.
maybe we can come up with another sign that's posted like just at the entry points or something
Well, they're
about
already-
vandalism.
They're already
Are there?
there, yeah.
Littering,
Excuse me.
vandalism?
Nice
They
part
already
about
have
signs
that.
is nobody reads.
Noel Halter, Main Road. The rules and regulations are posted at both the trailheads. They could probably be posted a little bit better, a little bigger, a little bit more prominent. Like I said before, you assume that when people go in there that they're looking at those rules and regulations. This at least gets something out there so that we can enforce certain things that go on out there that shouldn't be going on, and this is the worst of it. I get the vandalism,
Yeah.
I was there with you, I totally get it. But maybe somewhere down the road, we can do something about that, interior posting of signs, and I can take that up with Valley Forge Audubon Society.
I agree.
But my big thing right now is just getting this done, like now.
If this is the words, verbiage you guys want.
You're great
fine-
with this?
Fine with me.
Okay.
All right.
the signs better have a signature on the bottom or you're gonna get nowhere with them.
A signature.
Yes, sir.
We should have
Okay.
Yep.
something.
There's gotta be somebody's signature on the bottom of that sign. or-
From VFAS?